I'm Dr. Kate Whimster, naturopathic doctor, practicing in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Today I'm going to talk about 10 things that went well. This is a practice that I started when I was a new mom. This is a time in my life when previously to becoming a mother, I generally knew what I was doing during the day. I had control over my day. When I did things, I felt like they went reasonably well. And suddenly I had a newborn baby and I felt like I didn't know anything. I was full of new things to learn, things I didn't understand, and really losing a lot of control over my day or how my time was spent. And often I would get to the end of the day and feel like I don't know what I did today. The day just disappeared on me. I tried to do certain things, they didn't work out. I had to pivot, or I just didn't get done things that I sort of thought I might be able to get done with a newborn baby. So sometimes when I would lay down at night, I would just think about these things. I would think about everything that went poorly that day, and I just felt like I was sort of failing at everything. And I think a lot of new mothers feel this way. I think at times in our life we all feel this way. So, for whatever reason, I decided to try to focus to just list off 10 things that went well during that day. Now, this is not things that went amazing. This is not major accomplishments. This is just things, minor things, I would say, that went well just in that specific day. And in my case, I tried actually specifically not to include something I ate or I think like watching something on TV or something like that. But otherwise, I would include anything. So I'll give you sort of step by step how to go through and do this, and then I'll give you some examples of what these things might have been for me at different points in my life. So step by step, the first thing you want to do is you can lie down, except you don't have to lie down. You can do this any way you want. You can do it walking, standing, sitting, driving, whatever works for you. Just make sure if you're doing something that also requires your attention, your eyes are open and focused on the thing that needs your attention most, like driving. Number two is close your eyes, except you don't have to close your eyes. You can keep your eyes open. Like I said, you can be walking, driving, etc. Just as long as you can focus on what you're doing. But it can help if you want some quiet time to be lying down with your eyes closed so you can focus. The step three is you can say out loud or in your head, and you can use your fingers to count off 10 things, minor things that went well. And I would suggest starting with something really, really minor, like I did laundry today, or I showered today, or I ate breakfast today, or whatever it may be. Something small that got done, got accomplished. And step four is just to enjoy the good feelings of focusing on the positive rather than the negative. So some examples. I'll give you some examples as a new mom, what kind of things were on my list. So one thing that might be on my list for that day is just that I got to shower. I showered, either someone looked after the baby, or I put the baby in the bouncer, or the baby was napping and I took a shower. Or that I managed to change a diaper without making a mess of it and getting poop all over myself. Or that I got a load of laundry done today. It could also be stuff like the baby laughed, the baby rolled over, the baby ate solid food, or bedtime was not a complete disaster. That's good enough for a thing that went well, right? As I got older, my daughter got older, and during the pandemic, this was another time in my life I leaned heavily on this practice, just because during the pandemic, a lot of times it would feel like everything was going wrong in a day, or things weren't going well. And with a child at home, not at school, trying to work from home, and having less support than usual, we would struggle sometimes to find like what went well in that day. So some examples that actually happened with me during the pandemic is things like I took my daughter out, we looked for pine cones. I managed to answer some emails today. My daughter went to sleep easily and quickly today. Nobody had COVID today if we did a COVID test. Those are the types of things that might have been on my list of things that went well during the pandemic. I was also pregnant with my son during that time. So another one might have been I saw the baby on ultrasound, or I did yoga today, did prenatal yoga today. And then more recently, I now have a toddler and a school-age child. And most days they're out of the house, but some days they're home with me or we're home on the weekend. So 10 things that went well in the past few months, I'll give some examples. One is that our car broke down and I had to go home with both kids on the bus, and they had an amazing time. They thought it was a fun adventure. We went to the splash pad and had fun. I managed to exercise uninterrupted. Having a shower might still be on that list sometimes. I adjusted my kids' car seats properly. These are the kinds of things that might be on my list today. So I would encourage you to try this as a way to reframe your day or your week even, in a way to focus more on the positive rather than the negative. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon. This is Dr. Kate Whimster, naturopathic doctor.